when it gets restocked or, you know, available at Nordstrom or something like that, I'm on it. I'm on it like a fly on shit. I think I want a backup of this. Like, that's how much I like this. But I'm basic. Let me know if you're a basic Betty in the comments down below. Hey love, what is up? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lauren, if you didn't know, and today we are going over a limited edition fall 2025 release from Chanel. This is part of their Les Boutons collection, and I have 219 Boutons Couture here. So if you're interested in this, just keep on watching. So I always knew I was going to own this palette. Like, there was no hesitation, doubt, or anything in my mind that made me believe that I wasn't going to go out my way to buy this very basic brown palette. Back when it leaked back in the spring, that was when I first tried my first Chanel eyeshadow palette. I linked that video in the cards up above here. But yeah, I always knew I was gonna own this. Like, when I saw this, I was like, I need to have it. It might be the old age in me, but like, I don't know. Browns get the girls going. Like, I get excited for browns, okay? I go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for the brown eyeshadow palettes these days. Like, anything that's like just perfect muted brown everyday tones, like I can literally wear these eye colors over and over and over again. So to my surprise, when it sold out online before it was even released, can you imagine how heartbroken I was? I did not think the girlies was gonna be this vicious over this. Fortunately, it hasn't been released to other retailers yet, so you still have a chance to get these. It'll be at Nordstrom and wherever else, you know, Chanel eyeshadows are sold. They might even do another run of this collection just because it was so popular. It makes sense business-wise anyway. Like, this is lucrative. Do another run. Anyhow, yes, this is 219 Boutons Couture. I do not speak French, don't come for me. They came out with 4 eyeshadow quads in total. I picked up this and the Baroque one, so when that video's up, I'll link it in the cards up above here. So let's just go over the details of this palette. This is a limited edition fall 2025 release, if I didn't mention that already. This is a story of codes. Interesting. It literally is written like that on the screen. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Codes. A story of codes. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, they did the Chanel website super fancy for this release. Like, it's got its own like special page that you land on for it, and yeah, they did the most. So what is this? This is a hallmark of Chanel style. The buttons add an elegant and sophisticated touch to the house's fashion creations and has now inspired the new eyeshadow collection, Les Ombres Boutons. 4 color harmonies and 16 shades, each with the embossed detailing of a different button, spark unlimited creativity. Collectible contrasting hues with matte, shimmery, and metallic finishes for creating a variety of effects. Most of these are sold out from Chanel. Now, I did go to my Chanel boutique and see them in person. And yeah, that just made me want them even more. They were sold out in my Chanel boutique too, but the day of release, I actually ended up on the website and was able to purchase through the website. Like I said, they might restock, but again, your best chance now at this point is to wait for them to come to another retailer that I know for a fact will have them. Like, I'm pretty sure Nordstrom will get these at some point, so I would just keep an eye out on their website for that. So product information, it says 2 house symbols come together for the first time in this limited edition creation, the Les Ombres palette and a Chanel button. 4 collectible color harmonies created to dress up eyes. A hallmark of Chanel style, the button adds an elegant touch to the house's fashion designs. The Les Ombres Boutons eyeshadow collection offers a fresh take on this iconic emblem. The palette features 4 hues, each embossed with a unique pattern that evokes a different Chanel button. Exclusive sleeves keep the compacts protected so they can go everywhere you do. And 219 Boutons Couture contains sophisticated and timeless shades, a purplish brown, a warm beige, a deep brown with reddish accents, and a metallic mauvey taupe. Mauvey? I'm gonna say mauvey because that sounds correct. These have a 18-month shelf life and they were made in Italy. So that's everything about this eyeshadow palette. Let's get into my 2 eye looks and I'll wrap up my final thoughts at the end. Eye look number 1, and I start off with the shade in the top left of the palette, which Chanel describes as a medium tone shade, and the website says a deep brown with reddish accents, and I say that description is spot on. No complaints, it has the perfect amount of warmth, it shows up, and the formula, which I would describe as a satin type shade, is easy to work with. I blend it on the outer portion of the lid with a shader brush and into the crease. I then go into the top right shade, which Chanel says is a light shade. The website says warm beige. I would more so describe it as a beige champagne shade, and I would describe this formula as a satin matte. This shade is light enough to provide contrast with the two darker brown shades in the palette. I then take the shade on the top left again and place it on the lower lash line, and that completes the first eye look. Eye look number 2, and I go in with the shade on the bottom left, which Chanel describes as a dark. Website says purplish brown, and I say that's accurate. She's definitely rich. It's a mauvey purple brown, and I don't know why I wasn't expecting cool tone browns in this palette when I had first seen it. I thought it was going to be all warm tone browns, but I was wrong. It's a cooler leaning shade thanks to that influence of the purple. Anyways, I apply this shade all over the lid and drag it on the lower lash line as well. This shade is also a satin type texture. It was easy to blend and easy to work with. I then take this shade on the bottom right of the palette. Chanel describes it as a medium. It's also a satin shade, but it has some pronounced iridescent purple glitter in it, which you can see in swatch, but it doesn't translate to the eyes at all. I'm guessing it's the metallic mauvey taupe that Chanel describes on their site, but there's nothing metallic about it. It gives satin vibes. All the shades in here give satin vibes. It added a subtle purple pop to my inner corner, and that completes this eye look. I added mascara, and that finishes both eye looks. I know I harped on Dior's Wild Beige palette recently. I'll link that video in the cards up above, and it may look odd that I'm praising this basic brown palette from Chanel, but the key difference here is the depth level. Dior only gave me one brown mid-tone shade to add depth to my eyes. Chanel is giving me two dark browns, and their difference of tones, one cool, one warm. This palette gives me a little bit more versatility than the Dior Wild Beige, and therefore I like it better. It's way easier to make a dark shade lighter with eyeshadow and gradually build depth than an eyeshadow that's just too light and will never have any depth, which is why I recommended the Dior Wild Beige on sale. It had way too many light pasty shades and not enough depth. The Chanel one though is just a better brown palette thanks to the two dark brown shades. So I am big happy I got my hands on this. This is literally just your everyday basic Betty brown eyeshadow palette. Like, she's not doing anything super special. She's reliable, she's sturdy, she's good. I'm glad all four shades show up on my eyes. I will say I was a little worried when I first swatched these that this shade and this shade would be a little too similar, but this one pulls a little bit more reddish brown, and this actually has like a purple undertone to it. It's really nice. It's quite different. It pulls more cool. So this pulls more warm and this pulls more cool. It's a very subtle difference, but you can notice this difference, especially if you put the two on like I have it today. This eye looks just a little bit warmer. This eye definitely looks a more coolish purple brown is going on with this color. The mauve definitely pops out of this brown. I see myself using this literally every day. This might be my go-to everyday palette. If it comes back in stock, I might pick this up. I might get a backup just because the browns in here are just so reliable and sturdy and a welcome addition. It's not doing anything spectacular or groundbreaking. None of these shades are super like special pow in your face metallic. They're all like of a satin type formula. I wouldn't say anything in here is like a true metallic. They all remind me of a satin. But yes, the button design is already kind of going to hell with me just playing around with it for 2 days and the two eye looks I created today. So if you're buying this for the packaging and want it to look pristine, I highly don't recommend you do that. I highly recommend, you buy it to use it. But yeah, I knew I was gonna get a lot of use out of this. I have no real complaints with this eyeshadow palette. I don't have anything bad to say. Like, I knew I was gonna like this. This is me in a palette. Like, if I had to like create a makeup palette, this would be it. Like, it just provides that nice hint of either smoke, especially if I go with this darker purplish one here that's on this eye, or warmth. I do appreciate the tone variety in here. They found like a perfect balance between cool and warm tones, and I feel like all of these shades go together. Shockingly enough. But yeah, I see myself using this palette the most with literally just grabbing one of these two shades, whipping it all over the lid, on the crease, lower lash line, and walking out the door. I literally don't have to think about it. This is a great curation. It's a great everyday friendly palette. So I'm happy I got my hands on it, and I'm glad I got to share this video with you guys. So if you're interested in it and you're a basic Betty like me and you like, just regular basic eye looks, one shadow and done, and you like brown smoky eyes, if you like that nice like bronzy type brown eyeshadow look or that nice smoky taupe type eyeshadow look, that's brown, yeah, this is a great palette to give you that. Yeah, I might end up getting a second one of these. I don't need it, but like the browns in here are just too perfect for me to like pass this up. Like this is going to get dogged by me. $86 is up to your budget and discretion, but I always say if you're gonna buy Chanel, go for the limited edition pieces. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure they have something like this in their regular lineup of eyeshadow palettes, but I don't recommend you buy them because there's nothing really special about it. Now you could argue the fact that, you know, since I said the embossing on these is starting to go, that this ain't about to be anything special either, but you know, it's special for a little while and I can still see the print and enjoy it for a little bit. It's probably gonna be going in like a month, but like I'd rather just go for the limited edition things. I don't know, they're a little bit more special when you first open them and the first few times you use them, you know. I like this palette. I like this palette a lot. I have no complaints. Good job, Chanel. I didn't say much about the packaging, you know, these stupid little sleeves. It's okay, I guess. It's a sleeve. I can't get excited about this. I would get more excited if they put this embossing on this. That would make me, you know, stand up. Or, you know, remember when they released those limited edition mirrors a few years back? They were like in bright bold colors, like a lime green. They had a coral one. They were literally just compact mirrors. Like they had like a magnifying mirror on one side and a regular mirror on the other side. They changed the colors of the packaging. It would have been nice to see them do an extra touch if they changed the color of the packaging for these. Like if this was like a nice milk chocolatey brown, I think it would be worth getting it. Like you got a Chanel palette and it's brown compact and they coordinated it to like match the standout shade in each palette. So like they would have had a pink one and then they would have had a purple one. And I think the other one had like a white icy blue or something in it. Like I would have made that one like a baby blue. That would have been bomb if they would have just made this like a nice rich milk chocolate color. But you know, Chanel's gonna Chanel and put everything in a standard black compact and you can't tell this from anything else. But yeah, I like this palette. I have no complaints. I'm happy with my purchase. And again, I think I'm getting a backup. So it's basic, but I like it. But that's all from me today. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me, have you picked up anything from the Chanel Boutons collection? How you feel about it in the comments down below. I love to hear from you. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. I must say, this blush color, Chef's Kiss, Dior. They got their foot on my neck with this release. Like, I feel like this is like a perfect combo made in heaven. We have this 219 palette from Chanel and this Oud blush from Dior. If you got both, you are a true baddie, okay? And I see you. I see you.